Hello there, I'm Boo, and I like drawing, maximizing my hours in all the Pokemon games to find Chinese, and I really love to complain about lore in World of Warcraft. Hello, and welcome back to a new episode on the channel. For today, I thought that I would talk about my thoughts of the War Within's last patch, which is Shadows, Whispers, something of Koresh. That thing in the background, actually. And just my The War Within thoughts in general, I guess. A few of you have asked me, and I mean, I usually just yap throughout my entire episodes anyway about whatever it is that is going on in World of Warcraft, but hey, I thought, sure, let's make a whole video about it. It's probably not gonna be super long, so let's just talk about Koresh. And I hope you'll enjoy. So I think we're definitely gonna start with something positive, and there are gonna be a few positive things about this. Overall, I should probably start at the beginning and say I think this patch overall is very underwhelming. I am not sure if that is just something that I made up or that has actually been confirmed, but the Koresh patch seems like something that was not really planned for the War Within. As far as I understand it, the War Within was planned as a very different expansion, but then Madsen rushed in and kinda made it into this 3-part series, the World Soul Saga, or whatever it's called. I have my very own thoughts about something like that. I don't think it's a super cool idea in general to just give you an outlook on all the stuff that is coming. Like, this is not a Marvel movie series, this is a game. But hey, people have been fans of it, people have been hating it. I'm definitely more on the hating track for that whole shebang. So I guess that we should take Koresh with a grain of salt in general. Still, we have to criticize what we have, and like I said, I wanted to start with something positive. And my first positive thing on my list, and that is probably also the same for many other people, is the style. Now, I am not talking about the reused Shadowlands things that they put in here, especially the brokers. We're gonna get to the brokers, don't worry. I'm more talking about everything that is really new in this patch, like all the void stuff, all the ethereal stuff. All that is pretty neat. It kind of feels like a blue-violet version of Argus, and I do like that we can fly here, by the way, even though I'm a big advocate for giving us more no flight restricted zones. But still, I'm also a sucker for cosmic stuff, and like the skybox of Koresh is simply amazing. It's really a nice feeling of being somewhere out in the nether ? I didn't really pay attention still, I didn't look it up. I have no idea where the fuck we are, but whatever. We're somewhere in space. Yay, space. I like space. So that is definitely my first big yay thing. I think the style that is actually really just there for Koresh, that isn't stolen from Shadowlands or just taken lazily from Shadowlands, is really cool. So all of this broken apart planet thing, the bits and pieces flying around, the very blue Argus thing, I like that. Second thing on my list that I really like, I really like the raid. So this is something that I couldn't really talk about in the last patch, even though I really loved Undermine and its entire theme and music and raid and characters. But this time I actually went and got into a lot of pug raids with a friend of mine, and we went to normal and heroic so far, and I really gotta say I like this raid. Now, is it my favorite ever to be a raid in the world of raiding in World of Warcraft? No, definitely not. It's pretty neat, it's all very violet. Some things are very hard to see because everything is violet or white, but apart from that, I really like the style, I like the fights. I think it is not really necessarily a good final raid, however, where I will just smush in a little bit of negativity. I think Demencius is not the coolest end boss ever. I know people go crazy about that fight. I think it's a little bit much. I know that from now on we probably always will have a flight sequence in big end boss fights, because that's just how you say now that something is epic, I guess. But yeah, I think it's okay. It's it's rather the rest of the raid that I really like. I actually prefer the Nexus King fight a lot to the Demencius one, and I've been to Demencius Aleph R within its first week of release. Man, that was quite something. But apart from all of these little nitpicks, I really like this raid. Like, also I really like the style of like weapons and stuff that drop from it, and I could get used to this. I kind of hope that we will get more mana forges. I mean, it kind of feels like this is the one big, Omega, Alpha, End mana forge, but I dig it. I dig it. It looks cool. It looks neat. Yeah. Good job, Blizzard. Good job. Cool raid. And my final big win of this patch is definitely its music. Its music is amazing, beautiful, and everything that I love about WoW music. It is dramatic and intense in the right moments. It also has some very, very sweet tunes, especially if you're around in the Echo Domes. And just overall, I don't know, it's I cannot really put it into words, but it's exactly what I need from my World of Warcraft music. And I really, really, really hope going forward that we will have similar tunes and also similarly handled themes music-wise in Midnight. And if this is a little lookout onto what we will get in Midnight, then at least when it comes to the music department, I'm very positive. I am very hopeful and excited. Alright, but let's come to all the stuff that I am not super big on. So, kind of the first thing, at least to me, is the fact that I think the Demencius threat is so shallow and so rushed and so boring. I was already pretty about it before the patch came even out, because I think I've already mentioned this once or twice. I'm really not that big into like problems being super, super, super big and oversized. I rather like it when, Azerothian problems are Azeroth-sized and they're on our world and they're not going into the bigger picture. Legion worked for me because it was mostly about the dangers to Azeroth. And yes, at the end we went to Argus, but that was a cool final. That worked, even though the whole Pantheon thing and us meeting our makers, which, psych, in Shadowlands turned out to not be our makers at all, but like puppets of the makers, which is so stupid, but let's not get into that. That was a little bit much, but just using this ginormous Warlock companion as the big end boss who barely makes an entrance at all and immediately gets defeated. It's just, it didn't work for me. I don't know. I need my villains to have a little bit more screen time, to maybe be, prepared in the background slowly. And yes, I know that's what they do with Xal'atath-ish. But let's be honest here. They should be able to do that with every bigger villain. Like, if they already do a World Saga, then you can prepare for the showing of your villain a little bit better than teasing them basically in the patch that they release with. It's just, it didn't work for me. I think he's super boring. Like I said, the fight doesn't blow me away. I think the music is his best asset by far. I think the model is fine. I think the fight is rather, whatever. It's very flashy, very big, but also very clunky and prone to make you vibe on stupid stuff. And as someone who raided Sanctum of Domination on Mythic and progressed Sylvanas on Mythic for fairly a long time, I just cannot find it in myself to like fights where I die to stupid circumstances and stupid mistakes of the environment. Yeah. I think that is my verdict on Demencius. The next bigger thing on my list is that Tazavesh as a hub just doesn't work for me. It seems so, ripped out of space, put in here because, it's a place that we used to visit once. And even though I always really liked Tazavesh as an instance and as a M+ dungeon, it just doesn't work as a hub for me. I don't know, they're so disjointed lately with their hubs, and not for RPG reasons, to make them like big and have places where you wanna, play your roleplay game in. They're just, like, for example, if you look at the map. No, you know what? We're gonna look at the map. Like, look at this. Down here is where you come in from Dornegal, but the hub is over here. So you have to fly all the way up here to be in the actual hub. The rest is, once again, just an open field where you can do world quests, or where you can do the Delph boss, which I still haven't finished on 2 question marks because I got kinda lazy after the first week, okay, I confess. But like, what kind of city is this? I don't know. I feel like they could have done a much better job. They could have made it much more interesting. Why are there always just brokers everywhere? Why aren't there much more ethereals? Why isn't the consortium more involved? What is going on? Why is this also not fleshed out? This is not fleshed out at all. This is just a bunch of art assets from the Shadowlands put into one place. I don't know. The music is nice. Again, I really like the music of this patch, but I don't know. I'm definitely on the team ethereals over brokers by far. I don't know. Does this work for anyone? Does anyone ever think, oh boy, I really want to go to Karash, to my favorite player hub, and just chill here in this... What is this even called? Taza Rest. Oh my god, okay, let's go and chill in Taza Rest. Yeah, let's do that. Ah, man, I don't know why this gets me worked up so badly, but when I think of World of Warcraft, which is also one of the reasons why I'm not super hyped about player housing, I think of cool places where I just want to chill and stand around and look at people, look at their gear, look at their mounts, look at their achievements, and be inspired to do different transmog sets, and that's stuff that I do still in places like Orgrimmar or Dalaran. And even in Dornegal, even though I'm not a big fan of Dornegal, but that's just where people hang. People don't hang here. People hung a little bit out in Undermine. That was cool. That was also smart because the entrance to the raid was right in front of the hotel. So that's how you can make it so that people actually are there. But when it comes also to like world events and stuff on Karash, it's just all very boring. It has none of the efficiency and the speed of Undermine. It's super drawn out. I still don't really know what all of these little bosses popping up and down all over Karash even mean, if I have to do them, if I have to gather stuff for Minari. I haven't done that at all, I think. I think I got a little quest item once, brought it to her, then she was like, yeah, let's rebuild this. And I was like, Venari, who are you? The last time I met you, you were only interested in finding out stuff for power and profit. I don't know if Venari was the perfect character for this campaign, but man, people were crazy about Venari, so Venari we get, I guess. I'm a big advocate for stuff like world quests. I've loved world quests in Legion. I like them in BFA. I loathe them in Shadowlands, and ever since then, it's almost like they're trying to slowly kill your joy for world quests so they can swoosh in with something else, because I don't like many of these world quests. But like, some of them take so freaking long. Most of them are repetitions of the one you just did the week before. That little reputation that you get for one single world quest is barely worth all the trouble that you have to go through to get there. Now, the big pink elephant in the room is obviously the new and hyped up player, I don't know, waste of time phasing, which is, you won't believe it, this other phase that you can enter all over Karash, but you can only enter it on very specific points. Then you can teleport from one point to the other, and you can do additional world quests in this phasing part. And they made it sound like some new amazing feature that we cannot wrap our heads around, no pun intended. But honestly, it's just the same, but you can't fly, you're grounded, which yay is cool, but the thing is, you will always get switched onto this Talbook, which in itself is cool when you have it as a mount for the outside world, which I think you get as soon as you've done a little achievement, so that's cool. I like that you're pink and glowy and glittery, yay. But also, it's kind of weird that the first ever time in the War Within where we have to ride, you have to use one mount that they give you. But honestly, I feel like this is, again, such a lazy thing to do. During the first few days, I was kind of excited about this, but then I just realized, okay, it's literally just that. You're grounded and you run fast and everything is pink, and you have different world quests that also get repeated way too often, and that's it. And if that's enough for you, then yay, that's cool. It's simply not enough for me. I don't know, I expected more. Yeah, I expected more out of this mode. And honestly, I don't think I can speak about all the different things that I don't like about this patch without talking about this stupid dragon. Oh my god. I thought that the world boss in Undermine is horrendous because it always made your world and your entire game just lag out whenever someone was stupid enough to pull the boss on your shard. But this thing takes it out of the park. Who designed this? I wish I had the pull. I wish I was like big and famous for YouTube stuff, for World of Warcraft YouTube stuff, so I could get an interview with the developer that designed this fight, because I have questions. Lastly, I think I can just come to the same conclusion that I've already kind of said in the beginning of the video. This is a super undercooked patch. And I know people are already saying that online. They're like, hey, but this is the last patch. And you know, we will also get Legion remakes. And we will get Midnight soon-ish, trust. But, like, come on. This is a World of Warcraft patch, okay? We deserve some love for a World of Warcraft patch. This is only the third, or rather this is the third season of The War Within. And I loved Undermine. That was good work. Was it an amazing story? No. Were all the characters absolutely amazingly written? Absolutely not. Did they completely drop the ball in the end? Oh yeah, they did. But apart from that, I think Undermine was like a 5 out of 5 for me at least. And this? Don't even get me started on the story. It's kinda insane that, yes, Ilaria is the only one who points out the very, very, very obvious thing that we cannot trust Xal'atath, and yet the story, once again, makes me, my character, trust Xal'atath, who is so untrustworthy. And no, my problem with Ilaria does not come from the fact that she does not trust Xal'atath. I think it's one of her only bright moments in this entire saga so far. But, man, just again, can age-old elves not throw little tantrums because something didn't go their way? I cannot endure that for another expansion. Anyway, I think all in all, I'm just disappointed in World of Warcraft as of late. There are still so many things that I love about this game, and it's been my main game for, I don't know, 17 years. I love playing it and these videos for you guys, but patches like this one really show me that World of Warcraft has lost some of its bite, inevitably. And I don't think it's gonna come back. Because the writing to me is just bad. The characters are lackluster at best. And the stuff that really keeps me here for the most part is just the friends that I made, the content that I make for you guys, the fun that I have while playing it. But whenever I kinda look at it a little bit more closely, I'm just like, oh, okay, sure, yeah, sure, Karash, Ilaria, wow, exciting. Oh, Xal'atath, wow, couldn't care less. Well, I think all in all, that is everything that I have to say about this patch. I'm very about it. Am I looking forward to Legion remakes? Yeah, of course I'm looking forward to Legion remakes. Not as much as I thought I would, because they made a lot of changes, especially to appease the crowd that was like, but there's not enough to do in the Mist of Pandaria remix. But I wish that this patch would have more. I feel like you can really tell that this has been rushed, that this wasn't even supposed to be here, that we got a lot of quickly scrambled together content, and it's just a pity. I think World of Warcraft should and could do better, because I don't think they're doing badly. Just today, a new set for the shop dropped that you can buy for 30 bucks, and it's a lot of transmog. And already a few of my friends have asked me, did you buy it? Did you buy it, Boo? And I'm just thinking I probably will at some point. But man, I really wish that they would put that much work into the actual game. the game that we already pay for, you know. Well, anyway, I bet that I already ruffled enough feathers with being so negative about the game, which is always apparently a bad thing to do. Anyway, I still hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, please consider leaving a like or a comment. It helps and I appreciate it so much. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe consider doing that as well. And I really hope that you are enjoying your 11.2. I really hope that you have fun in it and that you may always find yourself in gorgeous transmog, and can't wait to see you the next time. Bye bye.